Alright, we have the new killer, the Onryo, Ring Girl, Ring You Girl, well woman, whatever you want to call it. We have a new killer from the Ring, or Ring You if you are either Japanese or a movie snob. Playing her, she feels kind of like Wraith, where you can sneak up on people and they get really confused. She also has the added benefit of kind of being like Demogorgon with the teleporting around. So she's not an amazing killer. Like we've had a lot of killers lately that can just shut down loops, like Artist or Nemesis, but she kind of plays like a standard M1 killer with no real anti-loop kind of capabilities. However, she can be quite good if the team is unorganized and she's basically mind-fucking them. Like teleporting around randomly, turning your manifestation on and off. It can really mess with people. So she's not terrible. I mean, I think she's fun personally, just because personally I like killers in Dead by Daylight who can scare people. I mean, it's a fucking horror game. It's not super autism, get the hits just right thing. Should feel like a horror game, so like, I don't know, Ghostface, Myers, her, Big to an extent. I mean, I like when they kind of feel on edge and you can jump scare them. So she's a lot of fun. She just may not be the most powerful. But I felt that when you play against like Survive with Friends and they're pretty well organized, they can stomp her pretty easily with a little bit of communication. Another power she has, which isn't very useful, is Condemned. Basically her curse thing. Oh, I think she was focusing on the Merciless Storm. That's why I was able to grab her. Nice. Anyways, um, you can condemn people if they, I think it's if they grab a videotape, or if you teleport around them. You can build up their condemnation, and because 7 days, you know, the quote is 7 things to basically get them condemned. Doesn't really happen often though. I've been trying to do it just by like teleporting around. Also, there's a purple add-on where they all start with a videotape. That's pretty good for that. I've noticed a couple times people just hold on to the videotape without really thinking, and when you hold on to a videotape, your condemnation builds up. So there's been a couple games where thanks to that purple add-on, I can just straight up kill them. She has another. She has an iridescent add-on too, or right after you manifest, if you hit somebody, like 4 TVs turn back on. Very useful. Very useful. Basically, when you with that iridescent, they pretty much have to deal with you being able to teleport wherever. Since it's pretty easy to just manifest when you're about to hit someone, it's kind of like Wraith in his bell. The other one, not so useful. When somebody's holding the other iridescent, I mean, somebody's holding a videotape and like if they're near like 7 meters of a TV, you can kind of see their auras. Like it sounds like an iridescent like sheep aura reading thing. Like a very situational, awful perk. Oh, another nice thing about her manifestation thing is if they're trying to body block, you can actually get around that. Kind of similar to Myers, when you start stalking, you just pass through these people. With her, if you start manifesting, you just pass right through their friends. Mind gamery. Fuck. But yeah, she feels similar to, in my opinion, to like Pig, just in the way where you really have to mind game at loops and stuff. Because her power doesn't really do any favors when you're looping people. I might upload another game soon, but the two perks I've been trying with her, which seem to be working out pretty well, is Sloppy Butcher and Nurses. So basically like Wraith, basically a hit and run playstyle where you just kind of try to keep them injured, keep hopping around the map, and hopefully you catch them off guard and you have an easy chase. Her perks, that Scourge Hook one is kind of like a shittier version of Barbecue, I think. Because when you hook somebody on Barbecue, okay, now you know where to go next, but when you get this one, it's like 2 of them are at the hook that you just hook the person at. So you really only read 2 auras that may be surprising to you. And don't get me wrong, sometimes in chase, like if somebody's trying to mind game me around something, it's helpful, but at the end of the day, it's like Barbecue and Chili just seems way better. Merciless Storm is okay. It goes well with Tinker, I guess, since you know when it's about to happen, but if the survivors are decent, they're not going to miss anything. They'll be they'll be paying attention for sure, but they're not really going to miss it. And the last one, I forget what it's called. The one where her eye is basically staring down her little kill shot. That one's pretty good. It regresses the generator at like 200. So, just imagine a scenario here. Generator's like really close to being finished, like 90, and you get somebody down right next to it, and you hook them right next to it. Then you smack it with this perk and kind of just hang out in the area. I mean, why would you leave, you know? You have somebody hooked there, and you have a gen regressing. So, it's actually a pretty damn good generator regressing perk. I mean, the obvious idea is Pop Goes the Weasel with it, but I'm sure there's some really nasty things you could do with that perk. So thankfully they've been keeping the perks pretty good with the new killers. What's the last new killer that just had god-awful perks? Probably Pyramid Head. Yeah, Pyramid Head's perks are ass. Elodie is that's how you know somebody is fully condemned. Their heartbeat starts going off, and you see a little red ring around them. That means they're ready to die. Kind of similar to Pyramid Head, you can do a little quick mini Mori just to basically get him out of the game pretty quickly here. And as you can see, LD already got rid of it. So, easy come, easy go. But yeah, Condemnation's not a serious threat. It's kind of more of an afterthought. Kind of like the Pig's bear traps. Unless you really get the right add-ons or map for it, they're not going to do much. Typically. She's condemned again. I'm gonna try to sneak up on her here. Yeah, she's pretty good too with big maps. Thankfully, like her teleporting actually gives her very good map mobility. So even though she's not really good for loops, yeah, teabag. Okay. Even though she's not really good for loops, she has really good map mobility. Kind of like Demo. Except hers is a little bit more convenient than Demo, just because his you get to like place them around, they can get destroyed, blah 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 blah. Hers are just the TVs, and I mean they passively turn on, and especially with the right add-ons, like you can have these things running a lot. And if survivors don't want to screw around with condemnation, they won't usually fuck with the TVs. But yeah, I found barbecue and chili is also good on her. If you can see where they are and there's a TV right next to them, well, instead of like walking around the map, you can just teleport right there. Oh, don't quote me, by the way, on the condemnation thing. I'm still a little uncertain on how it works out, but I think if you teleport near them, it activates. Let's talk about the Ring movies. I haven't seen Ring U. I've seen the American Ring, and yeah, the ending was creepy, but the rest of the movie, I guarantee you, if that movie didn't have that ending, nobody would remember it. It was like a really kind of dry mystery thriller until the ending. And yeah, I remember it was creepy for its time. I wonder how Zoomers are gonna see it now. And then, if you've never seen Ring 2, I would highly recommend you check out the deer scene. It is comedy gold. But yeah, she feels kind of like Wraith and Demo with extra steps. I think it was Pain Reliever somebody was talking about. A lot of killers, like new killers for the time, just seem to be like slight variations of other killers. I would say the new crop of killers has been pretty unique, so props to Behavior for once for that. But yeah, Onryo here, she just kind of seems like a little variation on Wraith and Demo. Not to say I dislike her, though. As I said, the mind games with her, kind of screwing with survivors and getting them like confused and jump scaring them, that's all fun. What else is there really to talk about with her? She's no. She's aight. I tried the new Survivor too, Yoshi or something like that. I don't know, but I like the idea behind his perk Empathetic Connection, especially running that with like Autodidact or Empathy, not Empathy, Body Knowledge, something like that. Basically, instead of having a boon, you are the boon for people. However, I tried running that and it didn't seem to work out really. People either ignore me or sometimes other people are running that and I run to them for healing and they're just like not paying attention or they're not like healing, so they'd rather just do a gen and run away. So it's kind of like Kindred, where hopefully it's a good idea for a team perk. Like, so your team, if you're playing solo queue, gives more information, but on the flip side too, like Kindred, if your team is fucking up, you're gonna see it, and you're probably gonna hate them more than the killer. I know I did. bad things to say. Well, actually, she's good for sneaking up on people too. She's pretty much fucking wraith. I hate being redundant. She's pretty much a wraith. I haven't played her really on the game yet, but I would imagine that it's gonna be palette hell. Yeah, keep whipping those. Fang is fully condemned there. Good old Dead Hard. I don't know if you saw that TV just turn yellow on the hill, but that was Fang returning the tape. So A, it turned the TV off. B, her condemnation went away, so. I don't know, I'm sure there's some add-ons and build you can kind of run to, if the name of your game is to get them fully condemned. Maybe it's possible, but they have so much power that, like, in handling it, that I don't think that'll really be an issue. But yeah, her, honestly, all of her purple add-ons really seem to shine. Like, there's the one where they're oblivious if they're around a TV, or they're blind if they're around a TV, or similar to Freddy, I think it's the VCR. If you go through the TV, then they all see the projection kind of going off. So her add-ons are pretty interesting for the most part. Some of them not so much, but yeah, her purples seem to shine. Yeah, it's pretty much the new killer. And she's pretty much wraith. Take care.